This one, but it was Big Brenda. Was she black and white? Was she
What?
Big Brenda?
What do you mean?
She was Newcastle, wasn't she?
Well, she worked in... no, excuse me. There is nobody called Big Brenda. There is nobody called Big Brenda.
I just got him there.
I once knew a lady called Brenda who did work on the Newcastle Evening Chronicle, a delightful lady, a very beautiful lady, and a very successful journalist, of my acquaintance. But I will not have her name, besmirched like this.
So how did I suddenly just create Big Brenda?
Well, in your fanciful head, that's why.
No, I don't think so.
We went
I
up
think
there
after
one time,
the third
actually,
bottle of Pinot, you opened your big gob.
No, I did not open my big gob. I've never been disrespectful to women. That is not my job in life. We went up there once and did a job, actually, from a bar somewhere up there, and I think she popped in. And yeah, you will have seen
kept that quiet.
Very beautiful lady, believe me.
Kept that quiet. This one, this is, is it Tom? Tom says, brilliant. He says, great show, lads. Doc Cotton's on top form this afternoon.
Yeah.
And Jerry says, ask Porky, why did they park the boat in the street to film the scene instead of parking it where people usually park the boats in some water?
Well, the thing is, Jerry, you'd have to see the film to work that out.
Well, you might as well tell them. You've told us about Kim and Eve.
All right, I'll tell you what happened was that they first met in Colombia. They're chasing these villains. At the centre of it all was this diamond worth about, $10 million. Michael Douglas eventually acquired it, and they'd always said if they got it, they'd go and sail around the world. So he bought the yacht, had it mounted on the back of a huge lorry, and then drove it round outside her apartment for when she came out in the morning to go to work, and said, you're not going to work. Lift her up, put her on the boat, and the boat drove off on the back of the lorry towards, Pier 90, where it would have been lowered into the water, and they sailed off around the world. It was a love story. You know about love stories, you see, and I do.
Now, Thierry Henry heading to Monaco. Should we pop down and see Thierry when he gets the job, when he takes the hot seat, and then you can buy 2 of those lovely bottles of red again?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I will, Al. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. Will I pay for them again, or will you be paying for them this time?
I think it's out comes the company credit card. Don't worry, Al. I'll get these.
I think the first time he's in charge of a team on a Saturday, I think we should be there to do the warm-up show and make our presence felt,
Yeah, I can do that.
What's the name of that hotel, by the way?
The hotel, there's 2 hotels.
No, the one where I unfortunately copped for the massive bill, 250 francs a bottle. I thought it was 25 francs a bottle.
No, it was 250 euros a bottle.
It was 250 euros.
You were getting your francs mixed up with your euros, Porky.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
That was, there's 2 beauties, and that was one of the big ones, right on the rocks there.
Oh, yeah, we were sitting on the rocks drinking it. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was on that, what was that road? Is that road from Nice to...
No, it's Monaco. You come out of Monaco, and it's near... it's on the way to the Grand Hotel.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right, at Cap Ferrat.
Cap
Ferrat. Just before the Cap Ferrat.
Oh, those romantic names, Joan Le Pen.
Well, that's where, what's his name? What's his name?
Cap Ferrat, Joan Le Pen.
He played the Pink Panther. Not Sellers, Niven. David Niven, his house was there.
That's right. Yeah,
beautiful house, right on the
I think they've all got houses there. Joan Collins has got a house there, and all sorts of people got houses there,
But they don't have 10 people paying them rent, do they?
Life can be so unjust sometimes,
So
growing up in
if you were going to be a film star, who would you be?
If I was going to be a film star, it's obvious I'd be Brad Pitt. Sorry, what's your
Brad
source?
Pitbull.
No, I would. I quite like Johnny Depp, but I think Johnny Depp's gone off on the rails a little bit in the last couple of years.
What do you mean by that?
Well, on the man's social life, because...
Who would you be? Let me think.
No. I wouldn't be anybody. Talking about Thierry Henry,
that beard, would you be Jacques Cousteau?
No, I wouldn't be Jacques Cousteau at all. Now, talking about Thierry Henry, right... Do you honestly think that he's gone into the right job? Because the point is, well, he can't win the French title.
No, he can finish 3rd. Yeah,
but I mean, is that any good? Because you're overwhelmed by the monolithic PSG, and you can't get over there.
But it's a beautiful place to stay. You'll probably nurture young talent.
You see, that's you all over. Get into my comfort zone, bit of sunshine, lie on the sun.
Life's too short, Porky.
Yeah, but see, what I do is, Al, I do things not because they're easy, but because they are hard.
So who would you go and manage? Calais?
And that's a direct quote. That's a direct quote from President John F. Kennedy. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We will have a man on the moon, by the end of this decade. That decade being the 1960s, and of course they did in 1969.
Well, if you believe they did.
Neil Armstrong. Of course they did. They've just made
Hollywood,
a great film
Hollywood
about it, haven't
movie.
they? First Man. It's about Neil Armstrong leading the way. Anyway, so Thierry Henry takes on Monaco. Now, have you seen this week that the gentleman who's in charge of La Liga, the chief executive,
yes,
Spanish gentleman, in charge of La Liga, he says if PSG or Manchester City end up in the Champions League final, go and play in Dubai or the United Arab Emirates. Because he says those are two clubs in Europe state-funded, by Middle East countries, and everybody else is at a disadvantage. I think it's pertinent to say he's mentioned a club in England, Manchester City. He's mentioned a club in France, PSG, obviously. Is he saying he wants to invite a Middle East country into Spain to take over a La Liga club? And of course, that could only be Real Madrid or Barcelona. Or it could be, as Manchester City was subservient to Manchester United until the money from the Middle East got there, somebody from the Middle East, from another country in the Middle East, because United Arab Emirates is a number of countries.
Take on Atletico, Seville.
Madrid. I mean, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid would be a similar scenario to United and City.
Or Malaga, which is very close to the African continent.
Yeah, but it's too small a club, Al. Too small a club to be anything. Malaga is the sort of club which attracts half-bakes like Paul Breen-Turner, for instance. Sorry, Paul. Only a joke, pal.
He listens, you know.
Yes, I know. And
he was looking forward to seeing Killing Eve as well.
Yeah, well, no, he couldn't. How can he watch Killing Eve? He lives on this barge that floats around in the harbour of Gibraltar, doesn't he? I mean,
well, it keeps going from La Linea to 1 minute he's in Morocco, next he's just a nomad.
Well, you can't get TV on these barges because the waves, if they go over 4 foot high, it disturbs the signal on your dish.
This one, Ken says, Porky's Brad Pitt, more like Danny DeVito, 11:45.